Hey guys, Sydney and Hunter here at Iron Coyote. We are going to be going over our 40+ division for our UNAA coming up this weekend. Hunter, whenever you're ready, we're going to start here in the rig. He's going to take off from that trampoline, rope grab to the box. When you're doing that, you have to make sure you're using the rope. You cannot just jump from the trampoline to the box. You must use that rope. After you have exited the box, you have reached your halfway point. He's going to swing on one ring, grab the other. Got to keep those knees up. Get to that platform. You have to use both rings. If you do not use both rings, it is not a clear. After you get to that platform and fully release that ring, you are then clear. Obstacle 2. We are moving up to the bouldering wall. He is going to start on the farthermost left side with his left hand and left foot on the red. Perfect. He's gonna traverse sideways. Your halfway point is the second you get that right hand around and touch one of those green grips. So now he is halfway around. He is still navigating all the way down. Once he's gonna get all the way to that far right side, he's gotta get both his right hand and right foot on those grips for it to be a clear. He's cleared the obstacle, he's gonna pop down. Next, we're entering the Bosu Alleyway. Start with 2 feet right here on this weight. You have to step on each of these objects. He gets that halfway point marked with the tape. Notice that Bosu ball is upside down. 2 feet on the ending point, he reached point B. You have to step on each of these objects. If you do not, it will not count as a clear. Next up, we are going to pop over here to our green pipe slider. He's gonna hold on to both rings. You must use 2 rings. Off that platform's your point B. Once he touches that black mat, you have reached the halfway point indicated by that green tape. Once again, you must use both of those rings. If you do not, it does not count. Next up, the second part of this obstacle is navigating the 4 ropes with balls. You need to touch each rope with ball. If you do not, it does not count as a clear. You can navigate those anyway as long as you're touching all of them. 2 feet down on that black mat, and that's point B, and we are clear. Next up, we are going to go to our wall run alleyway. You do not need to touch each of these slants with both, or each of them in general. Take off. Woo. Get to that platform. That's where that tape line is. That's point B. Really quick to recap, what I was trying to say earlier is you do not have to hit each of these ninja slanted steps. You can skip them if you want. The only one you have to make contact with is this first one. That's your point A. Hit that wall run mat, jump to that trolley. Use your weight to move it. Get to this next platform. That's your halfway. Next up, the other part of this obstacle is the domino knock. For the domino knock, you are allowed to push it over and then jump to it. Big jump. Or you may jump onto it and knock it over.
Get more of a start than that.
Like so. Exit onto that, you have reached point B and you are now clear. Just to recap, your halfway point for this obstacle is that second wall run mat. Knock those dominoes over any way that works best for you and get to that platform. Next, we've got our green log run. You may use your hands if you need to on this area, or you can just walk across them. They are stabilized on the side. Once you get to this green piece of tape, that is your halfway marker. You are navigating all 3 logs. You must make contact with each of the logs. That point B is that platform right there. Once you get there, you've cleared the obstacle. Next up, we are coming to our salmon bar and spin cycles. You have to start on point A where this platform is. Reach up with 2 hands. Do a nice little chin up. Then you gotta navigate over to that spin cycle. Perfect, he's gonna navigate all the way through. Whatever's gonna work best for him. Our spin cycles do like to be a bit tricky. That halfway point is after you've exited that salmon ladder bar. Notice how he is doing them any way that's gonna work best for him. You have to touch that first spin cycle with at least 1 hand. You do not have to touch the middle one if you don't want to. And you need to get to that last spin cycle with at least 1 hand as well. Getting it turned all the way around so you can dismount on the other side of the mat right there. Obstacle clear, point B reached. Next up, you are not touching the cargo net. You are not doing anything over here. You're going to head over to our salmon, or not our salmon, our spider wall. Once you're at the spider wall, point A is this platform. You must jump into the wall. Do a nice little splat. You're gonna grab that first rope, however is gonna be easiest for you. You must touch each of the items in this wall. You gotta go rope to the ring, to the next rope, over to the next rope, ring. There's 1 last rope, grab that, and then feet down. You do not have to touch them with 2 hands. As long as you have touched each object with at least 1 hand, that's good, that's clear. There is no halfway point in this obstacle. Get all the way through from point A to point B. After that, we're gonna come around. We're going to do our active box. Let me switch sides, Hunter. Up here on the active box, you're starting on the rings. You have to start that rightmost ring on the first peg, navigate all the way down however you want. You need to get that last left ring to that peg right there. That's your halfway mark. At that point in time, you can transition to that next box, complete the bars, get 1 hand to that last bar, and you've completed that obstacle. Next up, you are going to move on to our cargo net. You're gonna swing from the rope and transition onto that cargo net. He is going to grab onto it and he's gonna climb up. He's gonna tap that blue bar with 2 hands. 1, 2, after that, he's cleared that obstacle, come down. Perfect, just like that. There is no halfway point on this obstacle, so make sure you are going all the way through it. Next up, we are going to walk over to our poles with balls. You're starting on this platform right here. That is your point A. You need to touch the first 2 bars, hand, hand, transition through these however it is going to work best for you. So he's just gonna go right down the middle. You have to touch at least one of the last poles with at least 1 hand, transition down to that blue mat, that's your point B. Next up, we have our sea of rings. These are all multi-level. You can navigate through these however it's going to work best for you. So, Hunter, let's see it. You're trying to get all the way to that platform down there. That's your point B. Navigate these however it is going to work best for you. Touch as few as you want, as many as you want, but you have to at least touch that first long ring that's hanging down on that side, and then end on your point B, which is this mat right here. Next up, we are going to do our balance run. Starting 2 feet on the ninja block, complete the slack line, regular old slack line. Halfway mark is that mat once you get past that tape. Next up is the green logs. You guys are allowed to use your hands on these if you need to. You are more than welcome. Grab that rope. You have to grab the rope. If you do not grab the rope, the second part does not count. 2 feet on that platform, obstacle cleared. Our last obstacle is that warp wall. You guys are gonna be doing the 10-foot wall. All the way up it. We're gonna have our button up there. Press that button. Course completed. Awesome job, Hunter.